Cat Monroe Superhero, and this is a video response to 7 brigade questions on players and characters. Thanks for this, Andre. I really think this is a good idea. Okay, number 1. What motivates you as a player? What motivates me as a player? Well, like most people, we play games to escape reality. As to motivate me as a player, I like to try to push my boundaries and see what I can come up with. As to what motivates your roleplay of a character, that would depend on the character. When I first created Cat, my motivation was to try to be an extrovert, because I've always been an introvert. Being an introverted person, I wanted to try pushing that boundary and seeing how much of an extrovert I can play. Cat was that character, and he is fun to play. I really enjoy him. Is being a player and playing a character concept the same thing to you? To me, I would say yes. I play my character concepts and play being that player. I really enjoy my characters. I really get into them. Okay, number 4. What do you define as player versus player? Player versus player is any time that there is an argument with another player, usually in game and character as I think of it, where it brings out a fight of some sort, whether that's just an argument or an actual fight. And I tend to think those things are silly and shouldn't be used in games too often, but I have done so. So I'm not going to say it's absolutely out of the question. I know that in MMOs, I really hate player versus player. That's just me. If you like it, that's cool. I don't really care if you like it, and I don't really care that I don't like it. It's just personal preference at that point. What do you find as character versus character? Pretty much the same thing as player versus player, in my opinion. I actually told Andre this in another question on his on player versus player, where my friend Todd had his character, the Blue Flame, go up against my brother's character of Term, who my brother had passed away, so I was actually playing Term. Term was a normal human character. He had no powers whatsoever, and the Blue Flame, of course, has fire powers. And the Blue Flame thought he could take out any normal human without any problems. Term proved him wrong. Term used weapons, and he only used the 3 weapons he had on him, which was his knife, which he keeps in his boot, his chain, which he wears as a belt, and his .44 Magnum pistol. Took 3 shots from the pistol, and Blue Flame was gone. So, yeah, it's possible. You can actually do a lot with characters if you know how to play them correctly. What do you define as player versus character? Player versus character is a player taking out aggressions on a character that they should not be taking out on. If it's player knowledge on, like if Todd decided to come back out Terminator with a new character just because he didn't like the fact that I killed the Blue Flame. Well, he had that right, but he didn't know. That character didn't personally have the problem with Term. And what do you define as character versus player? Same thing in the opposite direction. If a character takes out aggressions versus another player, no matter what character they're playing at that time, then that is something that shouldn't be done. It's actually wrong to do it that way. It's called metagaming, in my opinion, but I see people do it all the time. I'm not going to tell you you can't do it. As long as everybody is having fun, that's all that really matters. And I think that's important. I like to get into my characters and play the characters. And what one character might have a problem with, another character might not. So you just have to keep everything separate and know the different characters that you play. Thank you for the question, Andre. Thank you for listening. Bye.